This is World Comics Review, and this is Viz number 300, which, as you might possibly expect, is a cram full of references to the 300 film from a few years ago. Fingers on the board as always, Viz. So yeah, we start off with a Miss Brady old lady. A escaped tiger from the zoo comes round and she reckons it's just a stray cat. And then her friend has a escaped lion from the zoo comes. And yeah, her friend's got a tiger in her house. 299, so this is the fat slags and their boyfriend Baz in ancient Sparta. And he's like, well, I would go and fight the Persians, but I've got a bad back unfortunately, so I can't go. But then they're talking about he should get a Prince Albert, and let's go and see the oracle who casts the rune stones, which are actually like northwestern European thing, not a Spartan thing, I don't think. And he's saying, yeah, I can see a blacksmith's anvil in your future, so he runs off to fight the Persians after all. Scum mothers who would have them. So this is about yeah, they're using a trick or treat as just as an excuse to rob people, and they reckon this guy's got a mummy costume, but actually he just was smoking weed and snorting petrol at the same time. And they go and trick or treat somebody, there's no one in, so he throws the bathroom sink out of their front window and they nick the TV and stuff. Letter page as always. So Leeds United frontman Arthur Graham, who is going to be the next Doctor Who. Someone found a toilet wedged in a wheelie bin. Can anyone beat that? It's a world's smallest tomato or the world's biggest 50p. We're not quite sure because there's no point of reference. Operation Roofbox, about the parents of a SJW university student worrying that everything they do is going to offend her. Norman the doorman, he's like the bouncer who never lets anyone in, and he's not letting in the any of the Viz characters into the 300th issue party. And this is Billy Whiz from the Beano. So yeah, Viz used to the issue 1 of Viz just had a straight trace of Billy Whiz out of the Beano. And for a while in the 80s and 90s, Viz would make fun of DC Thompson's characters all the time until DC Thompson threatened to sue them, so they made a strip making fun of DC Thompson itself as this really tight-fisted Scotsman who's always going around looking for a possible copyright infringement. And then DC Thompson made fun of Viz by reviving an old story called The Jocks and the Geordies, about Scottish schoolboys and Geordie schoolboys fighting. And yeah, Geordies is people from Newcastle, and that's where Viz is made. So they revived that to make fun of Viz. Is Boris Johnson's increasingly intricate answers to things you are allowed to do under the COVID restrictions. Is the Boris Bog Brush. My girlfriend still wants to buy one of these. This is Nash Gordon, a benefit scrounger of the future. So instead of working, he just goes to different job centres and signs on under fake names to get loads of unemployment benefits. And this is by Tom Patterson, who used to draw for DC Thompson on the Beano and Dandy, but retired from them and then started working for Viz several years afterwards. And yeah, now he draws the same style of artwork but with swearing. Tin Ribs, a kind of a boy who's made a toy robot which is just a kind of a skateboard of a box with 2 bean cans and the speaker out of a talking Barbie doll. And it's supposed to be about his robot, but actually it's just about his teacher always being horribly mutilated. Mr. Bun the Wanker, so a hipster who uses a early 20th century style camera listens to an old typewriter, because only by the visceral motion of stabbing the keys can my thoughts truly exist, or dragged from me onto the page. And listens to Nigerian or Bulgarian Fresh Folk on a 78 RPM vinyl, which is it should be playing vinyl on a wind up steel needle gramophone. That would completely wreck that record. You're supposed to play 78 RPM shellac on there. And yeah, then he's this hipster who does all this obscure stuff. But when he goes home, he closes the curtains, and his secret shame is that he watches mainstream movies on DVD and eats brand name junk food. He jokes about Sparta and the movie 300. So in the movie 300, King Xerxes looks at his digital watch, and you can see it's 15:22. But then after 3 seconds, it's only 15:38. So yeah, hope someone got fired for that blunder. More jokes about Sparta. How would modern celebrities make it as Spartans? The 300th issue competition to win this year's Viz Annual, which reprints stuff from 2018 to 2019. Identify the Viz characters which look like frogs. Do this word search, answer the tie break question, so analyse the breaking strain of a tie if it was on the moon, and then don't actually send the competition entries because we never bother to read them, we're just going to pick you at random. Gordon Banksy, a 70s footballer who paints murals on walls. Farmer Palmer puts pigs in someone's living room. The Sprats, based on an old nursery rhyme, that Jack Sprat could eat no fat and his wife would eat no lean, and she wants to switch, and they both start eating fat and they get fat. The end. Lovey Darling, a highbrow actor who's working out his routine for Trick or Treat. Jack Black to the future, and a increasingly samey parody of old-fashioned British adventure stories, and this time he time travels, so it's usually some sort of a school holiday that he's on, but this time it's 1979 was here once again. He goes to his Aunt Meg's 50s style diner in 1979, and he's asking for these American 50s style diner foods, and she's like, "I got a sausage, egg and chicks, take it or leave it." And he has to travel in time to ensure that Mark Zuckerberg can be born. And if Mark Zuckerberg is born and invents Facebook, then people can use it to re-elect President Trump. Oh dear, eh? Doesn't look so good now, does it? Apparently the Russians used Facebook to hack the Brexit referendum, although quite how they were able to hack a vote which was held by people drawing crosses on paper with pencils is anyone's guess, but I've never really gotten a good explanation for how that was hacked, but whatever. America and Britain are the same place, of course. Remember when Tony Blair got re-elected, and the disgraceful spectacle of the Labour Party conference chanting 4 more years in American accents because a war criminal Tony Blair got re-elected. Yeah, that lot just reckon America and Britain are the same place. So next story, Sir Walter Raleigh gets a duck stuck up his arse and farts at the Queen to get his head chopped off. The Mail Online, my spirit animal, working out that coronavirus was sent by the Chinese in combination by the woke lefty lovies to stop people from smoking. And his wife asks, "Why should you care? You don't even smoke." So he goes and buys 100 cigarettes. Profanosaurus, the new ways to swear. So his once a cunt, always a cunt in Latin, in case anyone wants to know. Mr. Logic, explaining the history of Viz and how issue 300 is actually issue 311 because there was a bunch of specials and stuff. And then his friend goes, "Oh, okay, I'll never buy it. I won't buy it then." I remember when they used to get it every week when it had Billy Big Bollocks in it. Yeah, Johnny Fart Pants, the boy who farts, and he's using his farts to cover up Gordon Ramsay's swear words. And Hieronymus Botch, the famous sculptor who just makes sculptures like this out of old spare parts he has laying around. Takes 15 minutes and he can go to the pub. very middle class adverts, more joke. One of them tabloid kiss and tell stories about a bloke who's a famous actor, a famous method actor, and he's gets a role as a lazy husband who doesn't pay child support and drinks in the pub all day. So he goes and method acts as that, and he gets arrested, but he was only method acting, honest. And Ace, the guy who buys 8 cans of lager for £1.49 and gets drunk, and that's all. And an advert for theatres that aren't open, saying they will be open again one day, maybe. So yeah, Viz 300. The same old crap as it always is.